Welcome to the Georgia Lacrosse Officials Association Rules and Mechanics Modifications webinar for the 2021 Boys Lacrosse season. These modifications to NFHS rules have been approved by the GHSA. After accepting games through Arbiter Sports, officials should contact their assigners as soon as possible if they have received positive COVID-19 test results, are experiencing COVID-19 symptoms, or have been exposed to someone with COVID-19 so that the assigners can replace them on the game. Symptoms of COVID-19 per CDC guidelines are temperatures of over 100 degrees, loss of taste and or smell, shortness of breath, extreme fatigue, new or worsening cough, or congestion. In general, officials should adhere to CDC guidelines while officiating assigned games. GHSA encourages all officials, coaches, and game administrators and players on the sidelines to wear a mask and practice social distancing where possible. Note, officials who have been vaccinated for COVID-19 are not exempt from these face covering and physical distancing guidelines. Officials should bring their own water or sports drinks to the field in sealed containers. We do not recommend that you use the water bottles that the teams are using. You can keep these water bottles or sports drinks at the table or under the table. We've modified the rule to Section 1, the field. Each bench area shall extend 30 yards parallel to the sidelines. This is an extension of the team area, not the coaches area. The coaches are still restricted to the same area they were in previous seasons. This allows for social distancing for players not in the game. The coaches certification will now be conducted by the referee, while the umpire and or field judge may be around. They should not be in close proximity. Remember, the coaches certification has changed this year. Coach, do you certify that all your players are properly equipped by rule, including the goalkeeper's chest protector? This is a great time to talk about the expanded box and the other modifications that we are going to implement for the 2021 season. Remember, the game cannot continue unless both coaches answer yes. We are going to modify the coin toss. Instead of the referee and the umpire conducting the coin toss with multiple captains, only one captain from each team shall participate. The R will conduct this. Again, this is in order to minimize gatherings of large groups of individuals when not necessary. On that note, there will be no lineup prior to the opening faceoff. Instead, after the national anthem and when the game is ready to begin, players will simply go to their positions where they will begin the game with the first faceoff. During equipment checks, again, it is recommended that we maintain physical distancing and wear the recommended face coverings. Officials may want to bring along hand sanitizer and may want to wear gloves while handling players' equipment. The biggest change this year will be the Faceoff Mechanics. And in reality, it's not that big of a change. This is how we used to do face-offs a couple of years ago. The face-off official places the ball on the spot where he wants players to set up. We do not want the players right up on that spot. They should be maintaining social distancing. The face-off official backs away and indicates to the players that they may get down into position. The players simultaneously get into position. An official or officials, in the case of a three-man crew, verbally adjust the body or cross of one or both players as needed. Players' crosses must meet all requirements for a face-off. The ball is centered between the heads of both sticks, tops to stops, up to but not touching the line, everything to the left of the plastic, etc. None of this has changed. Simply where officials are when they check and initiate the face-off has changed. The face-off official will then say set, and at this point players may not move. You do not do this with your hand on the cross. We are further away in 2021. Remaining still, the face-off official blows the whistle to begin the face-off. So here's a diagram. The single side, or face-off official, will indicate where he wants the players to be and say down, and then step away. Players will simultaneously get into position. At this point, The face-off official, and the helper if there is one, have a great angle on what to look for. Are the sticks perpendicular? Everything to the left of the plastic. The neutral zone is clear. The ball is in the middle between the tops and the stops. If everything's good, the face-off official says set. At this point, nobody can move. And then from a stationary position, blows the whistle. Remember, the helper does not come in close, and no one physically adjusts crosses. Now, this mechanic may pose some issues. There may be some hiccups, but we recommend that you go over this with face-off players and coaches in a meeting before the game begins. You should meet with one face-off official from each team, maybe one face-off coach from each team, maintain social distancing, and get this information out. If there is an issue that comes up that referees are seeing repeatedly, please reach out to the board trainers and assigners and let us know, and we can adjust. Here is some video of face-offs that were conducted at the Utah-Denver game this past week using a mechanic very similar to this. This is an example of a face-off following a goal. So the officials are jogging up into position, and you will note that the lead left does not get close to the single side official or the face-off official. He's setting up inside the circle. Face-off official indicates where he wants everybody to be, backs away. From a set position, he blows the whistle, and we're off. In this next example, we have a violation on the face-off. Indicates where he wants them to be, puts the ball down, backs up. We have a violation, we signal the violation, and we restart play. In this example, note how the officials are stationary. To avoid getting run over, stay still. If you are moving, players may judge to run in a different direction. And we don't want you getting run over. All right. Gameplay. Face coverings are not required during play of the game. However, officials may choose to wear a mask. At this point, the board is looking into purchasing masks for all of our members. We will keep you updated. Check the newsletter, Facebook page, Twitter account, and, of course, galaxref.com. Regular finger and electronic whistles may be utilized for gameplay, and officials may use a whistle bag, which is essentially a small mask that covers the whistle in the hopes of preventing anything being spread to anybody else. Whenever possible, officials should attempt to be 6 feet from players when blowing a whistle and to direct the whistle away from others. Remember to maintain social distancing when reporting penalties. As we've said, if there are any issues that you have in your game, please let us know. If there are any suggestions or ideas that you have for improving this mechanic or any of these mechanics, we would love to hear from you. Please reach out to a board member, trainer, or assigner. Thank you for listening. Have a great night.